I mean, what makes me, I mean, I think like just going back to that for a second and stepping away from Russia, which I would love to get back to, but like, um, I don't think anti-Semitism is a form of racism. I think that when people say that, they're trying to fit a round peg into a square hole, and they just, they make a lot of important mistakes that have consequences. I think essentially anti-Semitism is a way of looking at the world that that frankly is like objectively wrong. It's an obsession with Jews based on things that are objectively wrong. Like I mean, I don't really care if someone is like, oh, I hate Jews because they're greedy, or because they're clannish, or because blah blah blah, all these other reasons. Like, you know, people can say the same thing about any other group. Every group has stereotypical things that are negative attributes or whatever, and it's like, that's fine, nobody gives a shit. But what we see with Jews that we don't see with other people is this obsessive monomaniacal thing about like the Jews controlling everything, the Jews being behind everything, and like, they could release every JFK file there is. And if there's one document that says Israel, it's like that's all they're going to fixate on, because they knew what they were going to do
Yeah.
before they released the document. And
Mhm. I agree with that.
so like that's not garden variety. That's not like hate. That's not like, whatever. I don't like blacks because X, Y, or Z, or I don't like Mexicans or white people, or whatever. It's a totally metaphysical kind of thing that takes over your life. And I
Mhm.
mean, have you ever met a serious anti-Semite who is like normal? It rots your
No.
brain. Like, you
No.
can't
Yeah.
think about anything else. You start going off. And I think that we're in a very, very bad time, because look, you had COVID, you had the 2020 election, you had all this stuff, and it trained people into thinking conspiratorially. And just because the media and many of our institutions can't be trusted, it doesn't mean that our entire system of evaluating fact and fiction gets thrown out the window.